Good morning from good Ole Graybeard, and welcome back to the Master of the Metaverse. First-time viewers don't miss out by hitting those likes and subscribe buttons. Here we remind what free minds can do. My mission statement is to extend a daily peace offering to my fellow companions with intent to encourage, motivate, and inspire action through joy, laughter, and creativity. This is episode 51, and today we complete my full coverage of the Metaverse in the year of 2022. And we do that by diving into the workplace and the classrooms. Please stay tuned to the end of this. I'm going to show you a couple of things from the workplace with Unity software, and also give you Graybeard's take on why kind of all this started for me in the beginning, and my goal to be a teacher in the past. But please stay tuned with an interview with Professor Kathy Pasek, a psychology professor from the University of Temple. And she goes over her take on the Metaverse in the classroom. And I'm telling you what, I was blown away by what she said. So please stay tuned to the end of that here on this stream. So real quick, let's go into the workplace. This is Unity software with how they use the tools of the Metaverse. Folks, that was a sneak peek into what Unity software is doing to help the construction space, okay, and architects. But in the workplace, it's mainly for training and communication when using the tools of the Metaverse. But what you're going to find is through these trainings, through these simulations, you're going to connect the Metaverse with saving lives, okay? So let's go back to episode, I believe, 6 of the Master of the Metaverse. I think this is the last time I'm going to do this, but I have to put this out there again, that everybody sees it, so I can explain the journey going forward, because this is what's important to me, not video games, not cryptocurrency. This section right here, education, is very important to me. So here we go. Let's check it out. Good old Graybeard. Whoa.
Guys, let's talk about the education system, because we already know it's been flawed before the challenges that have been presented in the past few years. For example, these school unions vote out, financial education, but then they vote in Common Core math. 1 + 1 is 2, you mother. Guys, for years they have been taking out the good stuff and stockpiling in the crap. They've been doing it for years. But now what's happening? If you were a parent, a teacher, or a guardian, I don't even have to mention what was going on in the last few years. This is why I have a bold prediction in the Metaverse. I believe, because of the challenge of the education system, that the Metaverse is going to create not one, if not more, Nobel Peace Prize winners. I said it. Write it down. Guys, I want to help change the challenges of the education system. I absolutely plan to be a part of that by chasing an old dream and a vow to honor my beloved grandmother. Guys, by the end of the year, I'm going to be ESL certified, English second language. Guys, I want to make small daily impacts that just might help be a positive influence on somebody's life. I don't care if it's just one. The time has come to remind what free minds can do.
Excuse me. I know I'm dramatic, okay, but absolutely, I'm going to continue on my journey here with the metaverse, but it does involve a passion of mine of the education system. Okay, so just be careful about what I put out there, because it's going to happen. Oh, the good stuff. You know what? I'm going to stop on yapping. That was Graybeard's take. Now let's go to that interview that I told you guys about. Okay, let's listen to, her name is Professor Pasick. Okay, psychology professor at Temple University. Here we go. Bang, bang, boom.
What does the metaverse look like in the classroom? Or should I say, what does the classroom look like in the metaverse?
Well, we're not really sure yet, is the true answer to that. We're on the cusp of so much that's so exciting that it feels kind of like the .com revolution. And I think many of us are trying to figure it out. But I want to take you on a journey right now of what it would be like if instead of reading paragraphs about ancient Greece, you actually got to visit it and you actually got to figure out how we know so much about ancient Greece, given that we're living thousands of years later. So what if students could be active and engaged as they were learning, as opposed to passive when they're reading or listening? Right now, the glasses are kind of clunky, but researchers are working on that. Technology folks are working on it. So quite soon, I think it's going to be like wearing a pair of glasses like this, and we're going to be able to enter into new spaces and alternate realities. One key piece I want to add here, though, is that this is not meant to be a substitute for the kind of reality that we live in or for the social interactions we have in that reality. It's not a solo game. This is meant to be a space in which we can work with others and have teachers who guide us into these worlds and back again.
Including myself, are concerned about screen time, concerned about tech addiction. Why wouldn't this make all of that worse?
Well, look, tech has its good sides and its bad sides. It takes us to places that we could never go otherwise. On the other hand, if we sit around by ourselves just investigating tech, we found out that the solo doesn't work so well for human beings because we have a socially integrated brain, and that's how we learn. So I think what we need to move to are more collective kinds of environments that prompt social interaction rather than taking over for it. They can't be substitutes. And that's going to be true as we go along. It's the same as nutrition. How are we going to stop our kids from eating dessert? Well, we have to set limits and say, you got to eat the broccoli.
Obviously, we want everyone to have the benefit of these technologies, but they also need to be fairly and appropriately regulated. But regulation is up to lawmakers who don't necessarily understand the technology that they're trying to regulate.
Well, I think we're going to have to help train them. And I think it's really important. I couldn't agree more with what I just heard. I think there has to be some regulation to make this safe for parents and for children. And I think we have to deal with that up front. In the same way, we have to make sure that there's quality experiences in the metaverse. Again, as I suggested to you, we have to have some gatekeeping. And a free-for-all that just says anything goes is dangerous for children. And as a parent, I would be scared too. I'm with you.
What are you most excited about, and where do you think we will realistically be, let's say 5 years from now?
I think 5 years from now, we will have more affordable products that allow us to visit the metaverse. I don't think classrooms will be quite ready yet, but I do think we could set up community centers that people could take field trips in. And I think the oh my gosh for me is that a lot of things that were otherwise kind of boring to learn for kids might then be excited. And if we can bring more joy and more experience and more energy into classrooms and into learning experiences, children will not only learn what we're teaching them, but they will learn how to learn. And since the world is changing so very quickly, that's a skill that everyone needs.
One of the biggest themes of my show has been leakage. Okay? I'm sorry, but I may have to go take a quick break. Quick! Get me my brown pants. because that was amazing, folks. Well, you can ask all my friends. You can ask the whole world. A year ago, I threw up on everybody. My co-workers, my friends, my neighbors, strangers about the metaverse, okay? And it just hit me. I don't know what happened, okay? But I threw up on everybody. Professor Pasek from Temple University, a psychologist, is much more qualified to share that information, okay? And and she obviously speaks much better than I do, okay? Has much more wit and all the above, okay? But wow, that tickled, leakage, all the above. Guys, a quick example, okay, of what we can do here. We're gonna leave the music on, okay, but we're gonna roll into another company that Graybeard's all about. That's good old Next Tech, okay? So real quick, in the future here, in Graybeard's class, we're gonna dissect a mouse in front of the mouse. All right, you guys don't know. All right, hold on one second. You guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? Let's do it. This is crazy. Oh, there it is. We did it. Okay. Ew. This is gross. Okay. Welcome to my classroom. Welcome to my meta class. Right? Let's go here. And we're gonna go right into the goods. This is what you guys all want to see. We're dissecting mice now. Now we get to save the rats. Okay? This is why the metaverse is good. Because no longer do we dispose of and kill innocent rats. Okay? Now we just, we metatize it. Okay? And now you get to see all the goods. You want to see a rat's stomach? You don't need to dissect them. You want to see the rat pancreas? You want to see the rat liver? This is exciting a lot of people in a lot of countries because they, never mind. Meta class, we're dissecting mice. You guys all remember that in the past? Well, you don't got to do it no dang more. You guys are lucky. Lucky little bat. Okay. Okay, there you go. A little sneak peek into what's going to happen in the future. Okay, let's leave that up. Ooh, there's all kinds of stuff. Here, look at this. We're going to scroll down. We're not going to waste your time, but look at this. Okay? We're going to do all kinds of metaverse labs right here. I'm the master of the metaverse. I want to hear what your take is, okay? Because we heard what Graybeard's take is with education in the metaverse. We heard what Professor Pasek said about education in the metaverse. Okay, but I want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear what your take is, and what the pros are, what the cons are. Okay, because I think it's important because it's going to involve our children. That's going to involve our future. So we must pay attention. We must pay close attention to what is happening out there. Okay, I would like to remind everybody that if you want something different in your life, that you have to dare to do something different. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you to all my viewers, all my supporters, all my subscribers. I promise that I'm here for you to give you value and to give you solid information. Okay? So, until next time, peace be the journey and one love.